The irony of growing big arms is this: in order to build muscle, we have to lift heavy. But in order to really isolate our biceps and triceps without involving other muscle groups, a lot of times we can't lift as heavy as we want to. That creates a problem because the quest for growing big arms means we have to isolate, but we still have to lift heavy. How do we solve that problem? That's where a move like the cheat curl comes in. By cheating just with a little bit of extra body English, we're able to do our curls with extra heavy weights. And while that's going to cost us a little bit in terms of a strong concentric contraction, it sets us up for an ultra good eccentric contraction, and that is critical for muscle building, as is the fact that during the cheat curl we can spend extra time in the stretch position. We're going to get plenty of time under tension as our muscle is extending. The cheat curl can be a really excellent move in any biceps workout, but it is not a move that we want to abuse in our workouts. Here are 4 ways not to use the cheat curl in your training. So in order to understand how to do the cheat curl, the basic fundamental thing you have to remember is how to do a basic biceps curl first. All we're gonna do with the cheat curl is we're gonna break a couple of those rules so that we can go extra heavy when we're doing this curl. When we do a standard biceps curl, whether we're doing this with dumbbells or a barbell, we're gonna make sure to set up with our shoulder blades squeezed tight, our glutes squeezed tight, and then our abs working to keep our rib cage down. We're gonna work to keep our elbows at our sides as we curl up, and that winds up being our standard biceps curl. In order to do the cheat curl, we're gonna get our hips involved in this. That way we can lift an extra heavy weight up, then you've gotta organize your body, get all that tension back in it, and then we're gonna lower slowly back down. If we are doing this with dumbbells, we have one extra option. We can alternate sides. We're still gonna make sure to keep ourselves back as tight as possible, making sure that our shoulder blades are squeezed, but we can lean a little bit to get into the weight a little bit more. That's gonna, again, set us up for a nice strong eccentric, but we can get that good hip rock, then lean into it a little bit, and then we can lower down. And that's gonna be one thing that we can do with dumbbells that we can't do as effectively with the barbell or an easy bar. The other thing we don't want to do with our cheat curl, we don't want to come down fast. The entire point of the cheat curl is not about cheating the weight up, it's about getting yourself in position to lower the weight with control, because that's when we get that really, really good eccentric contraction. We get that eccentric overload that's going to eventually spur growth and get us used to working with that heavier weight. In order to do that, you have to make sure to think very carefully about your cheat curl. Once you cheat the weight up, we want to pause for a split second, think about squeezing your glutes, squeezing your abs and getting your rib cage nice and tight, and then squeezing your shoulder blades. Once you've done that, then we can focus on slowly lowering the weight. You want to think about lowering for 4 full seconds. If you aren't fighting to lower for at least 4 seconds, you're wasting the entire purpose that you cheated the weight up for in the first place. So really battle for that. You are gonna go heavy with this curl, but you still wanna make sure that you really, really get that good eccentric. The other piece when we're doing the cheat curl that we want to avoid, you don't want to flex your wrists as you're lowering. So we wanna create as long of a forearm lever as possible. That's not gonna happen when we're flexing our wrists. So what we wanna do, once we get into that top of that cheat curl position, instead of flexing our wrists and lowering, which is also going to lead to us using our forearms more instead of our biceps, what we wanna do is extend ever so slightly. So think about just getting a little bit of open bend at the wrist. This is true whether you're using dumbbells or barbells. We want to just get that extension, maintain that position. That's going to force us to be all biceps as we lower, and that's what we're really, really going for on the cheat curl. Once you have mastered the cheat curl, it is a tremendous move that you can use for a ton of biceps gains. It's gonna get you through a ton of plateaus too, but the thing you have to remember is that you're never going to do this move for high reps. This is something that's meant to be done for 4 to 6 reps max, and we can do this one of 2 ways. Either A, you can do this as a lead exercise within your biceps workout. Think about doing it then for 3 sets of 4 to 6 reps, and we're gonna curl up and get that nice slow lower. By keeping the reps low, we're going to ensure that we can really focus on the eccentric. We're not gonna overwhelm our mind by trying to do 10 reps of this. The other way that you can do this is we can do a full set of curls with, say, a weight that we can control, and you can do, say, 8 to 10 reps of that. And then when you can't do any more reps with that weight that you can control, we can throw 2 to 3 reps on the end of that set, cheat the weight up, and then lower with control. Either way, those are your 2 options and the better ways to use the cheat curl. This is not a high rep move, but it is a great move that's gonna help you bust through your biceps plateaus and really, really grow your arms.